Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Frans and Stella, for that introduction and, of course, excellent work together. Let me emphasize in particular on one point. Biodiversity is far more than a purely environmental protection issue. It is utmost relevance for all of us. Nature is not a nice to have, it's essential. We need it for the air we breathe and the food we eat, and of course our economies. Most importantly, our health depends on nature as well. So we have really worked to get everyone on board. Farmers, fishermen and women, business and consumers. And only if we all act together, then we can stop the dramatic biodiversity loss that affects all of us. It starts with protection. When you have adequate protection, properly enforced, nature pays you back. We already have Natura 2000, our network of protected habitats and species, covering 20% of the EU. But we know that's not enough. It's time to build on Natura 2000 and other national protection schemes to establish a truly coherent trans-European nature network, a bigger network and connected that covers at least 30% of our lands and 30% of our seas. Because of their essential features, 1/3 of these protected areas, so 10% of EU land and 10% of EU seas, should be also strictly protected. That will include primary and old-growth forests. We cannot ask other parts of the world to safeguard their primal forests if we are still destroying a few we have left in Europe. After protection, we have restoration. Today, we are unveiling a far-reaching plan to restore Europe's nature with commitments to meet by 2030. They include restoring significant areas of degraded land so that at least 30% of habitats and species reach favorable conservation status, but also restoring significant areas of carbon-rich ecosystems such as seagrass meadows, wetlands, peatlands that help in the mitigation against climate change. We plan to propose next year legally binding restoration targets to achieve these objectives. The restoration plan also includes action to integrate biodiversity in other economic activities and uses of land and sea, from agricultural land to the heart of our cities. With Farm to Fork, we will protect pollinators by reducing the risk and use of chemical pesticides by 50% and the use of high-risk pesticides by 50% and support farmers to shift to agroecological practices. After protection and restoration come the measures to ensure it works in practice. By helping member states make the strategy part of their domestic policy, we get a better match between EU and global action. This includes regular checks on progress. Enabling also means funding. 1/4 of the EU budget is now dedicated to climate action. And a significant proportion of this will be invested in biodiversity and nature-based solutions. Under InvestEU, we will set up a dedicated initiative for natural capital and a circular economy initiative worth 10 billion of public-private blended finance. The final broad area of strategy is tackling global challenges. What we are delivering today is a firm commitment to lead by example. This lays the ground for the EU to take the lead in the forthcoming international negotiations. This is a strategy for reconnection with nature, for helping Europe to heal, a strategy which will help us to become more resilient. It couldn't come at a better time. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much. So we'll start with the questions, and for the journalists, please do push on the button, raise your hand. We'll start with Christian Kerl from Funke Mediengruppe, please.